I look at religion as a bus, and then spirituality is you, the passenger. So you can walk to your destination, or you can take the bus. No way.
Now, you could become an agent tomorrow.
Yeah.
And you would do it in the way that you would open the door and you would go in, and you'd probably do that stupid thing of, here is the kitchen, here is the fridge, here is the washing machine. You would, wouldn't you?
Agreed.
You would have.
Agreed.
Right. Now,
Agreed. Hi everyone, welcome to another edition of Dubai Dias Stories, When We Win, and so much more. And today I am super stoked and excited because I have the real estate PR wingwoman with me. The one, the only, I'm not going to try and butcher your last name. Please forgive me. Silvia Eldawi.
yeah, very good.
I got it right?
Yes. I mean, maybe a little bit of, not Eldawi,
Okay.
Eldawi.
Eldawi.
Yeah.
Okay, Eldawi. My
Very
apologies
good
for that.
yeah.
Nice.
Usually I get Elwadi, Eldawi.
Oh my God, try being called Yvette. I get Velvet, I get Yetiti, I get Yvette.
No, the Yvette is not the problem. It's your surname. I'm just calling you straight up Yvette Kikuyu.
Funny enough, my childhood name is Kiku, but I
Okay.
am Kuku. So
She is
that makes
Kuku.
sense. How have you been?
I've been great. Thank you for having me.
Oh, my God.
I've been watching you
Aw.
avidly, like a big girl fan.
Oh, right
And-
back at you. And I think our vibes it's so interesting that your vibes are exactly how you are online. Guys, believe it or not, this is the first time we're meeting. First time.
First time.
And I must say, the face card is not disappointing. What you see online is what you get in real life, okay? Mm-hmm.
And you know, the funny thing is we were trying to break the ice outside, but we were just, it was like, let's capture this
Yes,
conversation.
we need
Let's
to.
Stop breaking the ice.
I know, man. If anyone it's been what, 10 minutes? We just met.
Like, this should be recorded.
It
This
is,
should all be
you know,
recorded.
let's just go in there. Energy never lies. Like you have just confirmed to me that energy never lies.
You know, the funny thing is I've heard that twice today about energy. Like, oh, you've got such a great energy. And I feel exhausted. And I'm like, I don't know. How much greater would my energy be if I actually had physical energy?
I
But
know what you mean.
I'm very tired.
I think it's more of vibe than energy because trust me,
Frequency.
you vibrate on a high frequency.
I believe that. I believe that.
I'm gonna use that word. I'm gonna use it all.
Yeah,
all
I'm all into this frequency stuff and listening to YouTube kind of different
Yes.
frequency sounds to
Yes.
adjust. But I still feel tired.
Yeah, the exhaustion is something that we
Is
cannot
real.
fight in this. I think the problem with exhaustion these days is that we are overstimulated.
Yeah.
There's so many things that are happening at the same time, and to catch a breather is just before you go to bed.
Yvette, today, if I could just give you an example of like me, a snapshot of me at 4:00 on one Zoom call,
Okay.
doing a course on another Zoom call,
Yo.
checking my phone. So I've got the iPad going, the MacBook
MacBook
going,
going.
my iPhone going, and the TV on the background. And I was just like, this is too much.
It's
This is too
insane.
much.
I mean, technology is supposed to make our lives easier, but it's not supposed to make us do everything at the same
Right,
time.
right.
Isn't it? Wow. We've not even started, but we've started. I love it already.
What an intro.
What an intro. So, okay, I don't want to take your shine. I want you to introduce yourself to my audience, let them get to know you a little bit, and then we can take it from there.
Okay, I am Silvia Eldawi. I'm the founder of PROPOLOGI.
Whoop, whoop.
And also host of the Golden Nuggets with Silvia Eldawi podcast.
Yes.
Available on YouTube and your favorite podcast platform.
All your DSP platforms.
Link down below.
Yes, we will definitely put link down below.
And I have been in the real estate industry for 20 plus years. And yeah.
Pause. Electric pause over
Is
there.
the maths not mathing?
No, because it does. I'm trying to calculate your age and I'm getting a syntax error on my calculator. I'm like, What's your secret?
Girl, No children, no husband.
I feel you. Not that we don't like them, but we're just saying peace of mind
Peace of mind,
is
less
the
wrinkles.
best skincare routine.
Girl, I sleep well. I get my full 8 hours minimum.
I can relate. And I don't have any human alarms or trauma waking me up or shocks in the morning or in the middle of the night. You know, that's the one life that I know I control, you know? So I feel you, but damn, girl,
That's
you
the
look
secret.
good.
Yeah, yeah. So
Real
I've been-
estate, 20?
Real estating, 20 plus, 22 years to be precise.
Okay.
And I've been in the agency game, in brokerage. I was an agent at the very beginning. I
Okay.
then went quickly into management and to the top of my game and kind of stayed at the top
Nice.
for like 15 years. Then I took a side step and co-founded a prop tech startup.
Prop
So
tech.
that kind of got me into the whole startup world, building from scratch.
What year was
VCs.
this?
This was 2020 or 21, and raised funds from VCs and angel investors. So it was like a complete different world.
Nice.
Then I exited.
As soon as immediately. There's one guy that I met. He has I'm not going to give out his startup idea because then it'll be obvious who he is. And I saw him last in 2019, and then I saw him 2 weeks ago in a podcast studio. And I was like, bruh, you
What
look
happened
like
to
you
you?
aged 20 years. He's like, yeah, try managing a startup that is accelerating like crazy and tell me if age is something you can hang on to. And I was like, must be nice, but that's not my life. No thanks.
No, thank you.
Immediately no.
Yeah, immediately no. And then I actually went on a little bit of a spiritual journey.
Let's go there.
Do you want to go there?
Yes.
It's a long one.
Okay, just
I'll break it down.
Okay.
But I used to love a good psychic. And I can tell you there were some years where I spent a lot of money on psychics. Why? Because it's my nature to kind of not like, I don't feel like it's dabbling in the occult or anything.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just getting, I'm so nosy. I need to see what's going on in the future. I
can
just need
relate.
a little forecast,
and
you know.
and I think getting to work with a psychic is like getting a tattoo because you're always like just this one.
Just this one more,
And,
one more. I
and
just
then
need to know.
one more. It literally ropes you in. So no
Yes.
judging. You went on this spiritual journey. I'm going through it.
Okay.
So
all right.
this is healing to me already.
Right.
Go on.
So I've had, I'm like a connoisseur when it comes to psychics, but they always tell you something's going to happen in 6 months' time. And then by the time that 6 months comes, you're like, oh, that wasn't a very good psychic.
True.
But I found one who was amazing. I'm telling you, she was bang on with everything that she said. And she actually forecast the exit or the parting. She said, there's 3 of you. And I was like, yeah. And she's like, there's supposed to be 2. And I was like, But I didn't think it was me. I was like, I wonder which one of my co-founders
Yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
exiting. I was like, it ain't
Definitely
me.
not me.
And then, lo and behold, it happened. So when it happened, and it was completely out of the blue for me, I was like, this woman's good. I need to have another quarterly committee meeting with
I
her.
know.
But before I left, I've never been like super religious or spiritual, yes, believe in God. I pray in my own kind of way.
And I love that. I actually do because I feel like my perception or my perspective of religion and spirituality, I look at religion as a bus and then spirituality is you, the passenger. So you can walk to your destination or you can take the bus.
True.
So I just feel like the difference is like now those in the bus sometimes judge us those who are walking and vice versa. But I feel like we're more open because
maybe the people on the bus get there quicker.
facts or
And
how do you know the bus could be going the wrong road?
True.
Anyways, but I get you. I
Yeah.
get you when you talk about religion and spirituality.
So I was never into it. Kind of, I didn't pray 5 times. I'm Muslim. I didn't pray 5 times a day. I didn't even fast. Don't fast for Ramadan. So it kind of just didn't feel fitting for me to ever do a trip to Umrah, to Mecca.
I got goosebumps.
Right. So it came about. Now, my mum and some of my aunties had been planning it for months and months. They were going to go in November.
My favorite month. I was
And,
born in November.
Scorpio.
Yes, 911, 911.
Both my parents are Scorpios, so
It's making a lot of sense already why we bonded.
no, you guys are difficult people.
Horrid. But when we love hard.
You do love hard. And I was trying to convince my mum, who lives in the UK, to come to Dubai on her way to do her Umrah.
Okay.
You know, like, you're in the vicinity, come and visit me. And she was like, no, I'm flying direct to Saudi, that's it. And I was like, okay, all right, fine. So then I tried. I tried. Then I was speaking to my cousins, and I was like, the cousins who are the daughters of all the aunties that are going. And I was like, wouldn't it be funny if we just hijacked their trip? Should we do it? And bear in mind, my cousins they have children, they have husbands. And we're talking about going to Umrah for like 4 days next weekend. Only single people can do that.
I agree.
Do
you have your passport?
Yeah, do you have your passport? You want to go to Africa?
You want to
Friday?
You want to come to Nairobi with me? I know.
Right?
I got kids. I have a house to manage. Well, sorry, I can't relate. I just go.
But the fact that each one of them, and there's 4 of us, each one of the 3 was able to make it happen in such short notice, and everything landed in place. We're like, right, we're hijacking the trip. We're going. And I was like, okay.
That is what I call spiritual alignment.
It was a completely alignment. And then I had cousins and stuff calling me like, I heard you're going to Umrah. And then it just came out of my mouth, and it was definitely a sentence that was put in my mouth, because this is not me. But I was like, you don't go to Umrah, you're invited to Umrah. And I was like, did I just say that?
Where did that come from?
Yes, I've been invited.
Yes.
Right? So I was like, okay. So I do my thing. I do my research. I'm on YouTube every night. Right. What is Umrah? What is the process? Where is it? Why? Who
Where
built
can I
it?
stay?
What's the story behind it? I needed to understand everything. And so I followed a lot of people's vlogs on, my first Umrah and the journey. And they all had one thing in common. And that was, as soon as they saw the Kaaba, as soon as they walked in, they just burst into tears. So immediately I put that down in my expectations list. Floods of tears as soon as you see the Kaaba. And actually, it was such an overwhelming experience. Wow, Silvia. There were no tears when I went. And the funny thing is we were supposed to get there on Thursday. We had a whole itinerary of things to do on Thursday evening, including dinner and, possibly a visit to the mountains. But it was the one day of the year where Saudi was flooded or Jeddah was flooded. So our 7 p.m. Landing ended up being, 11 p.m. Landing, and the trains weren't working, and everything was
scattered.
So actually, by the time we got into the holy
city,
and the Kaaba, it was actually 5 minutes past midnight. Wow. And my cousin was like, God wanted us to do this on a Friday. That's why everything was messed up. And I was like, wow, not only do we get an invite, but I also got like VIP access to the Friday Umrah.
Imagine. And everything aligning for all your cousins married with kids, just showing up on like a 7-day notice.
Yes. And so long story short, there were no tears. And I kicked myself for that a little bit, because it's like,
spiritual awakening doesn't have any rules.
Yeah. But I had expected it. And that's part of my issue sometimes, is I have expectations. When they're not met, then I get upset with myself.
Why are you shouting? I feel like you're speaking to me directly. Talk to me direct. Don't go through the corners.
And I had my plan and everything that I was going to do, because, you go around the Kaaba 7 times. And I was like, right, I'm going to do, it's just prayers and manifestations, gratitude manifestations. So I was like, right, I'm going to make a list. It's going to come. And I was like, I didn't have time to make a list, but I was like, of course it's going to come to me. But I'm telling you, when I got there, I was coming out with some basic bitch manifestations. And basic bitch gratitude.
I know what you mean.
Thank you, God, for my handbags.
Yeah.
Thank you, God, for my house, for my shoes. And I was like, what are you here saying?
Vanity.
What are you saying? But then I just kind of went blank. My mind went, it was the first time I had ever had like a clear, do you remember that game in school that it was like I don't know, it's called Etch-a-Sketch.
Yes.
So you scribble on it and then you go
rub it and it goes off. I remember
that is exactly what happened
like
to my brain.
Blood.
That's exactly what happened to my brain. And I was just like, no, I can't even think of what I want to manifest. Or there was only one thing I wanted to manifest, and that's this issue in my company that needed fixing. And long story short, that was the only thing that I'd really taken to.
And it was heavy in your heart as well.
And it was heavy in my heart. But all the other things just were not landing. The wishes weren't wishing, the gratitude wasn't gratituding.
But that already shows you that you operate on a high vibration, because as much as you are manifesting, you also knew, like, I'm tricking myself here.
Yeah.
But then when it came to this one issue, you felt it like your mind, heart, and body aligned.
Right, absolutely. And then, as if like, you know, God in his own little way trying to show me, I'm listening, and what you're asking for, I'm giving you, because within 6 days of me coming back, it was over.
What?
And I was like, damn, you really showing off. You really showing how quickly you
Hello?
work here, right? And that was kind of just, when I say I was invited, I feel like the invitation was, you know, if God was up there saying, girl, you haven't asked me for anything. You haven't been grateful for anything. Come to my house. We have to have a conversation.
Let's talk.
You're only asking for one thing? Bang. Here it is, 6 days. See how quickly I deliver?
Quick.
I delivered quick. So start talking to me, start asking, start thanking. And that's and that was my little spiritual journey. So I was like, right, I'm gonna have conversations every day.
I love that.
And so I have work
it's work
to
in
do.
progress. It is.
I have it's a work in progress, and I have to keep reminding myself and, you know, just be grateful, wake up, be grateful, stop stressing, you know. And
Take it a
so
day
that
at a
was
time.
my
You know, I can culminate that entire beautiful journey with one quote. God doesn't call. I'll actually use your words. God doesn't invite the qualified. He qualifies the invited.
oof. Amen.
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 Amen, amen, amen.
So that was. So how did we get there? Actually,
Yeah, very
What was the question
amazing.
before that? 20 years. And then I went on my own.
Okay.
Then I had.
Were you scared,
Well, I went back to
or
the
how
psychic.
are you feeling?
No, I went back to the psychic when I came back, and I was like, "Girl, you were right about it not supposed to be 3; it's supposed to be 2."
And I am the one who got kicked out. Or got
What's
out.
next? What's next? Can we 3 months, 6 months? Can you have a look, please? And she kind of forecasted a lot of things, but I eventually just decided, let's just take a break. I have worked for 22 years nonstop. I've had like 2-week holidays maximum. Girl, take 6 months off. Get your little operation done that you wanted to get done, and it's going to come to you. The same way all of
Everything
that
is
just
working.
happened. Everything is working for you. I was like, it's going to come to me. And so I took 6 months out, and
I want to draw a picture. Because now I already know your personality, and I know the kind of person you are, so bubbly and energetic. What time did this conversation come to you? Like, was it like you, because sometimes mine came to me at 3 a.m. when I woke up to pee. And I ended up sitting on the toilet bowl for 2.5 hours. So just draw for me a picture. Like, were you just chilling and you were like, I'm going to take a break?
no, it was when I planned to take the 6 months off.
Yeah.
It was, you know what, I can do this. Do it. You know, just, you have a window here, do it. If it needs to be 1 year, do it also.
Okay.
But come back strong. And come back, do not work for anybody. Stop this. I have made millionaires, but I'm sitting here not a millionaire.
Thank
I have
you.
made many millionaires.
Thank you.
But I'm still sitting here.
Thank
know.
you. Thank you.
So I was like, whatever you do.
I am a money maker. I can do that for myself.
Right. So I need to make this money for myself, put the same energy and effort into me, and I'm sure I will not let myself down. So I was like, okay, we're going to do this. It's going to come to you. Just take your time, craft it. And I came up with the name Propology long time ago before I came up with the concept of what it is. I just knew whatever it was related to real estate. It had something to do with the art and science of real estate. So I was like, you know, like biology, physiology. I was like, Propology.
Interesting. You know what I thought it was?
What?
Property logic. Propology.
Yes, and also because I couldn't get the domain with a Y, because someone's already taken it, I took it with an I, and it does look like property logic. So yeah, various meanings, they can all work.
And I think that I was very symbolic, because at that point you chose yourself.
I did not even think about that.
Girl.
Right, that's now part of the story.
Yes.
That's part of the narrative.
Add another nugget, another golden nugget to
Instead
the
of it
origin.
being why, it became I.
Because I chose myself. Hello?
Yes,
Am I talking to
absolutely.
somebody?
Absolutely.
Yep.
Right. Okay. So then where were we? The sidekick and then
Yeah.
and the 6 months.
Propology, you had
and
the
then-
name already. Yes.
And then I had I was getting closer to it landing and it got to, and again, another poignant part is I ended up registering the company and getting my license on July the 4th. And I was like, it's Independence Day. You know, it's like US Independence Day.
I mean,
but
everybody
I
has
was
to
like,
feel it. Super Bowl and everything that happens around that season, we know.
we know it's
Whether
happening.
we want to or we don't, we know.
Yeah.
It's a significant date.
So I just thought, you know what? July the 4th, your
Mm-hmm.
Independence Day, this is the company is now formed. And so
I
July
have
the
another
4th.
one for that. You bought your own independence on that day. Girl!
Oh, girl, you should be my PR sidekick. You should be-
I got you, girl. I got you.
So what do I do now? I'm the host of Golden Nuggets
Mm-hmm.
and I am creating an online learning platform and community for the real estate industry.
Nice.
Where we're pulling everyone's golden nuggets and knowledge and information and guidance because the industry is getting so big.
Oh.
It's become such an attractive industry
It
to
is.
get into. A
It
lot of
is.
enticing kind of $1 million listing and so on.
And exactly, like right now,
selling
the
sunset.
showbiz and the real estate, oof.
Yeah.
And you know, for me, I feel, and I'm so glad we've naturally just gravitated towards that because the only reason why I didn't take a real estate job in my 20s is because of the lack of basic pay.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was no roadmap of what real estate looks like.
Right.
You know, I can't just go to school and say back then that I want to be a real estate
No.
an
And
agent.
there's a lot of stigma around that. You know, you don't go to
Exactly.
university to then just end up being a real estate agent.
And then, like, majority of the people, I was like, back then, my dreams were so academic focused. And I was just not, I felt like if I get in there, I know who the fuck I am. I know I was going to make shit tons of money. And my goal was to go back to school because that's something I'd promised my mom before she passed. So that's the only thing I was like, if I become rich, there's no way I'm going to go back to school.
Yeah.
Impossible. So I like what you're doing for the next generation.
Yes.
And telling them, like, this is a structure, this is a guideline, this is what has been tried and
Yeah.
tested, and you're not alone.
Yeah. But also very conscious of the fact that it is a different generation.
Correct.
So the things that were working in my generation, not necessarily going to work for them. But that's my job to then make sure I'm up
You
to date.
bridge the
on-
gap.
Yes. So I'm giving them the, the real talk on what's involved in the industry. Because you also don't want to waste 6 months of your life or your career and your savings dabbling in being a real estate agent if it's not really for you. So I'm helping people understand very quickly what it's all about, if it's for you, what you need to do to kind of get yourself up to top level. Otherwise, if you're not ready for it, don't even enter.
And I like the fact that now with real estate, it's not just the show and tell of properties, there's the tech aspect as well.
Correct.
So as an industry as well, it's expanding.
Right.
Right? So you have a lot on your plate, girl.
So
Yes.
a lot of educating and for my podcast, I'm trying to invite all the kind of industry top players to kind of come and give their golden nuggets because I don't expect everyone to just learn from me. There is so much to learn from, so many different styles to learn from. And I'm trying to just put that all together into a community and encourage people into the industry, but the right people, and give them the tools to succeed. Because some agents these days, it might take them 2 years to learn something so basic.
True.
But then once they've learnt it, they're flying. Well, how about if you learnt that on day...
True. Probably
Day one.
it took them that long because number one, they didn't have a source of information
Right.
to validate them. Like, just keep going. You're getting there. So the self-doubt creeps in and
Yeah.
so much more. Okay.
And then even like down to something so simple as the way you show a property. Now, if you were to become an estate agent tomorrow,
Girl, you read my mind
Right,
because
if you
I'm
were.
looking at some of those numbers and I'm like,
Right.
I have the gift of gab.
Right.
I do know how to, and for me to be very
I
honest.
could see it. I could see it.
You can? Oh, thank you, darling. That is very reassuring. And for me, to be very honest, because I've shadowed one of my friends when she went for a viewing, And I was like, it's like a manifestation
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like I got so comfortable in my rut, in my comfort zone, that I forgot what potential Dubai
is, yeah,
holds.
yeah.
And then you go to these amazing properties and I'm like, these people don't have two heads.
Yeah.
If they can do it and they have 24 hours as well, so
Yeah,
can I.
the same 24 hours.
You know?
Right.
It's just that my zeros in my bank account are probably in the opposite direction for now.
But the funny thing is like you say, you went on a showing with someone. There is an art and a science to doing a viewing.
No way.
There absolutely is.
No
Now,
way.
you could become an agent tomorrow.
Yeah.
And you would do it in the way that you would open the door and you would go in and you'd probably do that stupid thing of, here is the kitchen. Here is the fridge. Here is the washing machine. You would, wouldn't you?
Agreed.
You would have.
Agreed,
Now,
agreed.
how on earth this person made enough money to be able to put a down payment on a property, but needs to be told where
is
the
the
kitchen
fridge.
is? It needs to be told where the appliances are, what the appliances. But you would have done it.
Wallahi, I would
You
have
would
done
have done it
I'm
because
not gonna lie.
that's what you think real estate agents
True.
do. No, it's not about that at all. And even down to your positioning, the way that you move, your body language, there's a science to it.
Even the staging.
The staging, that's more of an American thing, but there is things, you know, people go in, switch on the lights before you do the showing, switch on the AC if it's off, open the door if if there's a smell, you know, if there's a stale smell
true,
when
because the house is not
empty.
being used.
But all of these things, these are basics, but people just don't
Yeah,
do
the
it.
basic is the most ignored actually. So to have someone who can actually show you, I would have never even thought of that.
Right?
I would have never. I
Here
just
you
had
go,
a light
out
bulb
here
moment.
showing appliances. And you think that this is going to make you rich.
I
Girl,
literally just had a light bulb moment. Honestly. Wow.
So there's that plus every other interaction,
Well,
which
if
is
you
why
want to get more, you need to go to Golden Nuggets right now.
Propology.com.
Propology.com.
And register for the Golden Nuggets.
Yes.
So even down to it's something else that's in the name Propology is the word PR, which is kind of what I am. Like I am the self-appointed, no nonsense PR wingwoman for the real estate industry. That's it. So you are showing a property. That is you and your public relations. Let me help you fix your PR while you're showing a property so that you don't make a fool of yourself and talk about here's the washing machine, here's the fridge.
True.
Right? And even when you're speaking to a client, a lot of the conversations here will be like, oh, what's your budget?
If you don't sign today, it's going to go. I have 2 more offers. It's always conditional closing.
This is not long-term sustainable career real estate.
It's transactional, not
It's just very
transformational.
Ooh.
Golden Nuggets. While we are speaking of Golden Nuggets right now, I'm just going to give you 10 seconds to go to Silvia, SilviaEldawi with a blue tick, yes, on Instagram. And hit
It's not because
follow.
I'm famous. It's because I paid for that.
It's okay,
shit.
girl. You got to do what you got to do.
But you know why? I thought my Facebook account is blocked.
Oh,
So I thought by getting the blue tick,
Yeah.
they'd help me, I get some
Revive it.
privileges.
Yeah.
And no, it's not happening.
let's not even go there. But yes, click follow. I can see you. We can see you. Just click follow. It won't hurt. Just click follow. Thank you.
Or just have a nosy. Just give us a like. and
Oh,
a
trust
share.
me. There's a lot of golden nuggets in there. Thank you so much.
Thank you for that little mid-roll plug.
Anytime. Okay.
And yeah.
The
so
PR
that's
in propology
the
and being
PR
the
and the
PR.
propology and the I in propology
Yeah.
and the ology and the science.
I
and
love that.
That is just the name, right?
You know, it's so funny you said that because you self-appointed yourself as a PR wing woman for real estate. I self-appointed myself as the storyteller. So I see so much of myself in you, and it's just
Yeah.
beautiful to be able to see a reflection of me because right now you do not know how you're validating my dreams.
Oh, well, that's, you know what? And if I'm validating imagine what we're doing for anybody else listening. And I would just say one thing that we both have in common is that we are paving our own path. There's nobody that's done this before me. So
Nope.
I don't have any guidelines or rule book or whatever, but I'm just, and you are as well, just setting trailblazing it. So if there is no such thing as a PR wing
Podcaster, woman, real estate.
It doesn't exist.
Science and property, tech and property.
Right.
Like it's like wow. Right now I feel like it's it's dots everywhere, but then when they all come together,
it's just beautiful. And it's like, well, that's what I want to do. That's me. So I'm just going to be my straight up authentic self and put myself out there. And it doesn't have to fit into, it doesn't have to fit into a box, a predetermined box.
And I like that because and no offense, like I've seen media girls before podcasting, and there was always this element of competition, but in the podcasting space it's more of collaboration.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because it's not like we're fighting for mass numbers. We're not looking for world domination would be great, just to say, not like don't check it off, if it's already on your list, God, I'll take it, we'll take it, but it's the community that you build. And that's why we can tap into each other's golden nuggets.
Right. But you don't even have to love being a talker, but it helps when you like talking.
It does.
Imagine just any of your conversations with your girlfriends or your friends or your family being recorded. People like that. People like to have that kind of fly on the wall. What are they talking about? What can I learn from this conversation? So it's just bringing those conversations to your favorite podcast platform and YouTube.
Facts. And it's so interesting you said that, because I feel this is the most disconnected we've been as a society.
Right.
The isolation is insane. Like when I was prepping for this episode, I read a statistic that said that majority of people I can have a one bed and I stay alone without a family. Like that aspect of population is growing.
Girl, I haven't left the house for 2 days. And I'm just fine.
I'm just fine.
And that's the problem. It's like
you open the door, you spend money.
Like that meme. Bing,
bing, bing, bing. I can relate.
Yeah.
I can relate. So if we are physically disconnected, then we can't be disconnected online as well.
Yeah.
So just find your squad, find your tribe, attract with their vibe, roll with it, and keep going.
Right. And just reach out to people as well.
Yeah.
Like you would be, I've met so many people from podcasting, people wanting me to come on their show, people wanting to come on my show, and just people like the support is real.
Correct.
Because it's kind of like you are deciding, I want to be Oprah Winfrey.
It is. You are the CEO.
Get me the setup and get me the thing and the hair and the makeup and the shoes and the outfit and the this. And I've decided this is what I want to be.
True.
And you're just doing it. And not many people could do that.
True.
So.
Oh, I love this for us. I can't wait to see us in 5 years, girl. Yes, in a private jet, doing like an exclusive show for Netflix or some other bigger station by then. Yes, everything nice. Okay.
Everything nice.
So now that was an introduction and a half. Oh my God. And this power of collaboration, you don't know how you've just switched on my brain on the perception I had about like showing houses, so on and so forth. I'm going to be honest. It's something that I am thinking about. And now just to get to know you a little better, let's play a little game called This or That.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. I think I already know the answer to this one, but I'll just ask. Samsung or iPhone?
iPhone.
Of course. Morning person or night owl?
Night owl.
Okay. What is the most, if you can share, your favorite memory of your childhood?
Oof. I think it would have to be like Disneyland or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, maybe it's one of the own. I'm playing in the mud in Sudan.
Oh, wow.
Right? We used to, do you remember those yogurt pots?
Yes.
With the little white girl and the black, white girl and white boy.
Mm-hmm. And then you'd like pull them around or like push them down the road and like they would fly.
In the pot. That pot,
okay.
We used to put sand and water in and pretend it was
You're cooking.
We're cooking. So that is one of my earliest memories, maybe from like 2 or 3 years old.
Oh, wow.
Is just playing with sand and this Little Maid, I think it's called, Little Maid pots. That was one of my, we just didn't care.
Oh, nice. Childhood memories. Love that. Okay. If I was to plan like a girls' night out for us, would you rather go for brunch or go clubbing?
My clubbing days are over.
Preach.
Even my brunch days are over.
Really?
Girl, just come over and we just shoot the shit. Yeah,
like nice wine and some good convo, a little bit of trash talk without judging. But you know why I like going out? I like people watching.
I mean, we could do that without having to go to a club.
True.
We can do that.
We can do it
go
online.
to the mall or go to Girl, we can, I mean, we could even just people watch the people on Netflix.
True, we can, and then judge them as well, and then try and predict the ending.
Right?
Right?
Are you watching Love is Blind?
I'm going to start today.
Oh,
I'm going to start today.
I'm hooked.
You
it's
are?
so good. It's such an interesting thing to watch from the outside.
Would you ever, like, if in another alternate universe, would you ever do it?
go on that show? I really like the principle of it. So I would. I think I would. Yeah.
My problem is I'm too vain.
Yeah, and like if they come down and you wouldn't be able to keep a straight face when they come running,
Exactly.
you'd be like,
You don't look like how you sound. I'm sorry. Exit door, please, now.
yeah, that's a problem. That's a problem. But
too
they're all
vain.
falling in love. They're really all falling in love.
Wow.
Just with the characters and personality. And look, looks are gonna go eventually.
True.
I mean, not my looks, but
Thank you, honey.
We're gonna keep this
We are in
up.
the era where you can keep them as long as you want.
right?
And that's what I'm going to do. As I was saying before, your body is the only house you live in for your whole life. I want to make
the
it
most
nice.
important real estate. And you know what else I was saying is the most important real estate? Funnily enough, I put it on my stories this morning. Is everybody you might not know what future you is gonna do,
True.
right? I don't know what Yvette Kikuyu is gonna be. But let me at least get YvetteKikuyu.com. One day I might need it.
True.
It's what, $4
True, the domain.
to just hold it.
True.
To park it with GoDaddy or whatever.
True.
This is not an advert brought to you by. But everyone just invest in future you. And even if you don't have it, you know what? I'm going to check if you've parked your domain. If you don't have it, I will gift it to you.
Oh, my
And it's
darling.
a nice gift, isn't it? It's like, I bought you your little
Oh
piece
my
of
God,
the
thank
metaverse
you.
or whatever, World Wide Web.
That is definitely the most valuable real estate
Right?
I will own right now.
is your domain.
It's my domain.
Oh, inshallah, you will have plenty
Many more to come. Oh, I
many
love
more
this.
domains.
Okay, heels or flats?
Heels all day, but I'm sorry, I had the audacity to come to your set in flats today.
It's okay.
I was
It's
like,
okay.
it's a
Today
it's a
you're on the
reverse.
other side of the couch.
Right.
Today was all getting to connect the dots.
Right.
Of
I
course,
was
I
like,
know
let's be
propology, I know golden nuggets. So today I just wanted to know Silvia.
But then when I came in, I saw you, and I was like, "Oh my God, she's wearing a suit. She's like,
Honey.
she's come to
Top
She's
tier.
come to do business,
Green is the color of money. That's all I'm trying to attract,
and
honey.
I've just come here in golden pearls. What to do? But yeah.
Nice. Okay. So based on what you're watching on Netflix, I can answer this, but would you rather read the book or watch the movie?
I would or rather watch the movie, and before I read the book, I will listen to the audiobook. I've only got time to read.
I know. My dyslexia won't even let me. I prefer audiobooks all the way.
But you know what is nice is I do remember the days when I used to read, and that feeling of reading before bed, and you're just like
Yes. You feel like
falling
I'm
asleep, and you're like,
intelligent.
and then you're like, oh, but I need just, and then you fall asleep with the book, and
You dream
that's
about
a
it
really good,
sometimes. It's
that's a really good
true.
feeling. But no, I'd rather fall asleep to the audiobook.
Me too. And I now I'm finding myself, I'll watch the movie first, then go and listen to the audiobook that inspired it. I'm actually on Tom Clancy now. And there's so much more in the books than in the actual shows. Like the book I'm reading now is what inspired Reacher. Check it out on Amazon Prime. I love action. I love guns blazing and everything.
Oh, so this is all like fiction. No,
yeah.
I like real stuff.
You like real stuff.
Or self-help books, that kind of thing.
I think I have an infinite mind. My imagination is my superpower. So sometimes the fiction allows me to travel beyond
That's nice.
what I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Escapism.
Okay, Instagram or TikTok?
Instagram. I cannot get my head around TikTok.
Me too.
I need a social media manager to handle my TikTok.
Oh, darling, can she do it for the both of us? Because
It's just the tickets is not talking. The tickets is not talking. Y'all, just like, the funny thing is, so I've, as part of my course and my online platform, I'm explaining to agents how they should be using TikTok
Correct.
and Instagram. And there's actually, me and you, we would just assume, right, whatever I do, I'm going to post it on Instagram, I'm going to post it on TikTok. No,
Correct.
TikTok demands
Fresh
something
content,
different.
yeah.
It wants fresh content, but it also wants it slightly more raw than Instagram.
True.
And we don't do unfiltered. We
No,
don't do
honey.
flaws.
No.
So
no.
TikTok, I'm struggling with.
Yeah,
but,
slightly. I am struggling with it too. I sometimes wish, and I'm pretty sure there's something like that already, but then it goes back to what you said. everyone is kind of demanding raw organic
Yeah,
content from you. But I just wish like there was just an aggregator that can do it all,
Right.
instead of me having to navigate.
Yes, and
I guess
adopt
that's
different personalities on each platform.
yeah. So I feel you on that. Okay. In terms of property, villa or an apartment?
I mean, what I'd want or what I have.
Girl, we
I
can
mean,
manifest.
I just have apartments, but I would like to live in a villa.
Nice.
And I've got it on my manifestation board. I just want a really big door, a really big front door. And
I feel you on that.
And funnily enough, I manifested it so hard that I ended up with an apartment in Index. Have you been to Index Tower in
No.
DIFC? They have huge front doors. So I was like, look
Interesting.
at you, God, giving me little teasers. of
I
what's
like
to
that.
come.
I can
But
see where you're leading
So
me, and I
it's
like
an
it.
apartment with a big door. It's like,
Nice.
that'll do for now.
Let's just take a pause there. You've mentioned one of my favorite words, manifestation.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like you're a culmination of your manifestations?
I feel like I've always wished to be where I am. But while I'm here, I wish to be somewhere else. I need to just stop and enjoy what I have. And it's very difficult to do.
I agree.
I started with nothing. I had a very, it was a very rags to riches story.
Interesting. Those are my favorite kind of stories.
And,
No one can take that credit away from you.
Right.
I call it boss, built on self-success. Yes.
that's me for sure. And so I really I look after myself in terms of I not spoil myself, but you want it, take it. You want it, get
True.
it. Because this should not have been on your horizon.
Nice.
The way that
I wanted to ask a question just so that I can get a bit of a reference in terms of time. When you decided to take the 6 months break, what year was this?
this was last year, so 2023.
Wow.
So from January 2023 till July the 4th, 2023.
I love that.
And so that was last year.
I think this is also a spiritual connection because I've just decided. And one thing that I did realize in my journey is what you just said. I don't know how to rest. Like sometimes when I don't have a busy day, I feel guilty.
Yeah.
Like I'm wasting my resources,
Right.
my ability. And I just don't know how to
Slow down.
like slow down, Yvette. It's okay to be idle a little bit, right? So how are you managing that right
I mean,
now?
it's hard. It's like I'm struggling with disciplining myself. So one thing that I'm kicking myself about is, okay, you used to, for these men and for these millionaires that you used to make, you used to wake up every day, 7 a.m., get ready, looking
glitz,
hot.
glam.
By 8:30, you were
Out, ready to
a
go.
10 out of 10.
Facts.
And you would go and you would be in the office by 9 a.m. for these other people. Yet for yourself, you out here in your living room looking like raggedy or whatever at 12:30 in the afternoon and you've just had your second coffee of the day. And I was like, come on.
Yeah.
But the difference is for me, okay, I might start working late, but I also work till
True. Your clock
midnight,
don't stop.
1 a.m. The
True.
other night, I was up until 3 a.m. working on one episode. So I then have to grant myself time off. It's like yesterday, I was like, you know what? You've been working since 9 a.m. It's 6 o'clock now. Yes, you still have more things to do. But you know what? Take 3-4 hours out, binge watch Love is Blind.
True.
And just relax.
True.
Relax yourself.
Calm
So
down.
it's kind of difficult being your own boss
True.
if you lack discipline. And I
True.
do lack
True.
discipline.
But I also feel it's because we've been conditioned to operate in a system for so long.
Right.
And then that became comfortable because we were in it for so
Yes,
long.
yeah.
So now it's like I'm on my own. Whoops. I remember the other day I called my former boss with an issue. And then he was like, my, how does it feel to be on the other side of the curtain, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
Because before that would have been more of an authoritative thing, like him telling me to do it. But now we were talking on the same level.
Yeah, yeah.
So he was like, and it hit me. I was like, wow,
Yeah,
I am on
look
the
at
other
me,
side.
yeah.
Like, I need to buy myself something. That itself is growth, you know? Yeah, so I feel you
Yeah.
on that. Cool.
So that's...
Interesting. Okay. If you were going, what's your favorite destination so far?
I really loved the Bahamas. Oh, that was magical.
I can see your
for me.
caramel skin tone.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
it's giving, sis. It's
giving
giving
Bahamas.
bikinis, mimosas, everything
White
small.
sand,
Yes,
yeah.
blue water. I see it for you. So if you had the option to travel to the Bahamas by air, rail, or road, which experience would be more nurturing to you?
Private jet.
Hallelujah! I met my soul sister.
Next question.
Girl, I might need to sip on something because I need to take that in. Yes. Favorite snack?
These days, I'm putting a bit of cheddar cheese
Oh, I cannot
on a
relate.
saltine cracker.
Oh, really?
I'm putting a few cashew nuts on the side. That's
So
my
you're more of a salty, not a sweet tooth.
yeah. No sweet tooth. I've cut out sugar completely out of my diet.
Nice.
I do use sweetener in my coffees and teas, which I know is not good for you. But I'm trying to switch to stevia and all these artificial,
That's the funny
natural
thing
sweeteners.
about me. I'm a sweet tooth, but I like my coffee just black coffee.
Yeah.
No
No.
sugar, no nothing.
I love my bot. I have to have milk on everything. I'm obsessed with milk.
I wish I could say the same. I'm lactose intolerant.
Oh, I
The
think we
fastest
all
way,
are,
yeah.
but you know,
No,
I just,
mine's bad. Like literally, I even think now it's become physical. Cause like even when I see pasta with like white sauce, I just cringe.
No way.
Naturally, it
Okay.
has. If it's red sauce, that's fine.
Yeah.
Like the other day, my friend put cheese on a cracker as well, and then she passed the knife for me to now put it on.
you're like,
And I was like, nah, I need a new
cross-contamination.
knife. Yeah, I can't.
Is
like,
that bad? You have a bad reaction?
literally, that's the fastest way for me to get a day off at work.
Okay, right.
Just have tea with milk or coffee with milk. Bathroom
Disaster.
runs, it either comes out, up, or down. Yeah.
Well, sugar's the easiest one to give up.
True.
And I've switched now. I like chocolate, but I've switched now to 85% chocolate, which is mostly cocoa. Then
What do you like? Like, do you like a plain chocolate or like one with stuffing and filling inside? I can't stand nuts in chocolates and fruits.
no, I don't mind.
No, thank you.
Hazelnuts and things.
I'll take a caramel.
Ferrero Rocher.
No, thanks. We could be good roommates. We would never eat each other's food. That is like the
Yeah.
first thing.
I'm like, all the milk is mine.
Yes.
All the sweets are hers.
Exactly. Nice. Okay. Which one would I say? The last one. What was your childhood nickname?
Sibiaya.
Oh, what does it mean?
I don't even, my uncle called me that. Sibiaya. It's like, if you can't pronounce Sylvia, maybe some of the kids were like, Sibiaya.
Oh.
And so then the adults started calling me
It's like how my
Sibiaya.
grandma used to call Michael Jackson. Put that song by Mix and Jixon. Mix and Jixon.
Yes.
And to be honest, I still call him Mix and Jixon.
We have to give a shout out to the moms, the aunties, the
True.
grandmas with their English.
Oh, love it. Love it.
My mum's got some real howlers. But yeah, I mean, I can't even think of them right now, but yeah.
Okay. Red or white wine?
Champagne.
Bubbles for your
Bubbles.
troubles. Champagne for the pain. Yes.
Right?
Yeah, counting all the paychecks, I'm just saying. Yeah. Okay.
Champagne after she tells her Umrah story. Yes, I told you I wasn't
No
supposed
judging.
to.
Like this is a no judging free zone.
Right.
Yes. Be you, because everybody else is taken.
taken.
Exactly. All right. Okay, cool. Obviously, there's a massive I don't want to call it a bubble because I feel like if we call it a bubble, we're jinxing it because then it will explode. But right now, real estate is booming.
Right.
Is it too late for a 36-year-old African female to try and become a real estate agent right now?
It is not too late. It's never too late.
Okay, how do I sign up to Propology? Get this show on the road, Sylvia.
Anyone, you can literally right now, every single real estate company is looking to hire immediately. Remember, there's no real investment made in you. They don't pay
True.
salary. They
True.
don't pay, they'll pay for your visa and that's it. So they're happy to take a gamble
Yeah.
on literally anyone that's kind of open to it, can hold a conversation, looks good, and can show properties. There's very little risk involved for them in the beginning.
True.
So they're all hiring. Anyone that wants to get into real estate is very easy to get that job, which is why people like me are needed because there's nobody really guiding people through that. You know, you may even join a company and not even have an induction or some kind of
True.
orientation, and
Hit
you're
the
just
show on the road.
right, and you're just working it out on your own when
Trying to
you
figure
really
it
don't
out
need
and you
to.
don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that is so true.
And it's like a lot of people call themselves realtors. You're not allowed to. Realtor is a trademark term, and you have to be a member of the National Association of Realtors to call yourself that. But yet they're here,
Really?
kitchen, washing machine, dishwasher, I'm a
Lights.
realtor. Like everything is just wrong. So I feel like I owe so much to this industry. It's given me a lot. I want to give back to just try and make things a bit better.
Nice. I like the giving back aspect. That's beautiful.
I mean, I need money for it too, but
nothing is for free,
there's
honey.
no charity here.
Hello, value for value. It is what it is.
Right.
I like that. Okay. Now, to be very honest, like I feel like I've rented the same house for the last 9 years right now. But have I ever looked at my contract and like tooth and comb through it? No. My ijari as well? No. So what are like some of the basics you could share with us for someone who's looking to rent a house or something? I know there's a big boom after the expo. You guys took Habibi Come to Dubai very seriously because as much as I'm happy it's booming, the traffic
Yeah, and the rents
and
have
the
gone.
rents, right? So like what are some of the tips and tricks that we can, you can share with us that everyone should know just before they sign a deal to rent, to start?
Tips and tricks. I mean, I would just say you've got to, first of all, before you start dealing with real estate agents.
Okay, let's start there. Thank you.
I'm going to give you the step-by-step, the 101.
Thank you. We're in class right now. Propology's in session.
Session. Right, long story short, the agents don't really want to be speaking to you or dealing with you or showing you property until you have 2, maximum 3 weeks to move in.
Got it.
Right? Except you as a responsible person start looking when you've handed in your notice or when your landlord served notice on you, which may be 2 months away. So we've got so you have a 6-week window.
Okay.
Where you shouldn't really be contacting any agents. Don't waste your time and theirs. Use that time to really narrow down what you can afford, what you can really afford. Because everybody says, I want let's say a 1-bed. My budget's 100,000. Can you stretch to 130,000? I probably could. You do realize that everything that you're seeing at 100,000 is going to be way worse than everything that you could see at 130,000. Go straight there. Push yourself to the maximum. And that's what I always encourage people. All of my ex-employees, I always not push them to the brink of like bankruptcy, but push yourself, elevate your standards. You can never go backwards from that. So
especially as a woman.
Right? So keep pushing yourself. So if it's a choice of between 100 and 130 and you can afford it comfortably, go for it. True. Start looking at not stuff at 130, look at stuff for 140. Amazing, right? It's going to start looking way better than the 100K properties. And decide which area you want to be in. Really narrow it down so that the agents take you seriously. I am guilty of being that person that calls them 2 months in advance and it's like, I want to live in Marina. And then the Marina agent, after they've shown me 20 properties, I'm like, oh, sorry, I ended up moving to DIFC. It's like, but I wasted so much petrol on you. This is the only profession where you do not get paid for your service unless you're successful. Now, would you go to a doctor, and a private doctor, and only pay if you get cured?
No.
Would you go to a lawyer and only pay the
If
lawyer
you win the
fees
case?
if you win the case?
No.
So really, you've got to I've got to big up the real estate agents. They're working for free and they're not getting a salary. So everything they're doing for you is free. So give them the respect of not wasting their time. Okay. You are grown adults. True. Work out what you want. There is enough technology these days and options of seeing the building, the property, the inside.
3D zoom
matters.
it in, zoom it out.
Go for a Google map, walk around the area, go for a drive.
True.
See if there's construction. Don't wait till the agent's turned up, driven 20 minutes in traffic or an hour in traffic to get to you and be like, there's a construction site next door. Right? So do your homework. Really shortlist it yourself. Don't use the agents to shortlist because it's when they lose so much time with the wrong people or uneducated consumers, less informed, that's when they become short of patience with the ones that are serious and do have to move in 2 weeks' time.
Correct.
So I'm lucky. I know everyone in the industry. I can just make a few phone calls and say, I need a type whatever in this building. What have you got? And they're like, yeah, I've got this one. But the landlord's a bit of a dick. So I'm probably not going to, so I have that relationship where I get the inside info.
And of course, because you've had 22 years of experience, I can't just expect to come in now and have that kind of clout and leverage. There's effort that has been put into it.
Right.
Yes.
So I would say that's my advice for tenants, and probably the same with buyers as well.
Okay.
Remember that, yes, these are real estate agents. They are the experts in the product. They should be the experts in the product. But they are still salespeople. They are not financial advisors.
Okay.
They are not, 9 times out of 10, they haven't even bought their own property. So again, would you go to a doctor and pay doctor fees for someone who hasn't gone to medical school? Probably not. So just do your homework before you start the process.
It's true. With real estate, everybody wants to be spoon-fed. Nobody wants to go and dig through the crates and do their own due diligence.
And be honest as well. When you're on a viewing, and this is something that it's just in my character.
Yeah.
I would be like, I walk in the front door, disgusting, I hate it, let's leave immediately. I cannot. Don't even waste your time trying. But
Immediately, no.
Immediately, no. But some people are like, I hate it. But they're like,
and they'll still answer your call for like 3 weeks. Yeah. I'll talk to my husband. Yeah.
It's like,
that's one line I can't wait to use, Silvia.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I need to discuss it with my husband.
Oh, I get it, but I need to talk to my husband.
We don't look like people that need to talk to our husbands, right? Our husbands will be the ones saying they need to talk to us. But yeah, again, if you're working with an agent who is working for free, at least give them the courtesy of being completely honest about every single no. This is a no, an immediate no, and let me tell you why, so that you know for the next option.
True.
Okay, I don't like the fact that this view is whatever. I need my kitchen to be closed off or whatever it may be. But help your agent to help you.
True.
And it could be.
Love that. Now let's switch it a little bit because now we've talked about it from the agent side, the consumer side. So if I was looking to work part-time for a real estate outfit, what are some of the green flags that I should look out for when I want to partner with a company?
Okay, so the choice of agency.
Okay.
I would look at how long they've been around in the market. That's important. Longevity will, show you how established they are.
True.
I would. The brand needs to align with you.
Correct.
So is it boutique? Are you kind of more traditional?
Ultra luxe? Is it luxe? Or is it just
needs to
everyone?
It needs to fit your brand as well. And I would look at the agents that they already have working there and, maybe even try and talk to some of them and just say, are you happy there? Are there any kind of red flags that I should be aware of? And look at, there's so much information on LinkedIn even where you can see what the average median tenure of the employees is. So just have a look and see what the turnover seems to be like.
Yeah.
And ask questions, because as much as they're interviewing you, you should be interviewing them.
That's a beautiful point.
And you want to know what, it's hard enough being an agent trying to get your own listings. You want to know what tools they have or what relationships they have that's going to make that a lot easier for you to get.
True.
So I
like that.
Yeah, just also do your homework.
Yeah, and that you interviewing them as well is a one that I will definitely hold. You never know. 6 months we could be talking something different.
You may even be on the Golden Nuggets show talking about your first 6 months in real estate what you learned.
I receive it. Thank you. Are you psychicking me right now? Are you psychicking me right now?
I can see this. But also decide on a niche.
Oh,
this
definitely
is my
ultra
advice.
luxe because
ultralux. It could be ultralux, but you could niche it down even further.
Okay.
It could be like, I am working in this price bracket for this community. It could be for the diaspora.
Yes.
Okay. And these are your people. This is your network. I am the expert for. I am the go-to for these people.
Okay, I like that. Breaking it down, not just being generic and everywhere, because that's how you spread yourself
And
thin.
let's be honest, everywhere in Dubai is luxury.
Facts.
In someone's definition.
Oh my God,
You
it's
know,
so funny you said that, because my friend just came visiting from Kenya, and she was like, every picture in this city looks so crisp. Everything just looks so clean. Like, I don't even need to edit anything. Why do you even need filters in Dubai? Dubai is one giant filter.
Right.
And I was like, oh my God, I'm so used to it. I don't even take time to appreciate it. But it's so true.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so let's manifest a little bit. I like how you spoke in real estate into my life. Let's have another sit down, maybe in like 6 months. At that point, what do you want to have achieved?
Oof, I would like to have a thriving community.
Love that.
Where I've got a growing number of subscribers. I'm retaining the original subscribers. That's important to me. Like, I don't want to lose people.
The OGs.
I've been invited already to moderate a few panels at conferences. I'm going to be at the International Property Show next week.
I'm going to come for support. I'm coming. I'm
Yes,
just like, yay, I'm going to be your content creator.
I need one, actually.
I got you.
And then I'm at AIM Congress in Abu Dhabi in May. I'm moderating a panel there with some really interesting panelists. So I'd like to do more like public speaking.
Nice.
I wouldn't mind a TEDx. I don't mind a TEDx.
I like that.
I would like to have thousands and thousands of subscribers on YouTube. And I would just like to constantly know that I'm delivering value and I'm getting reassurance from my
And
audience
I see a
that they
team
see
for
value.
you. I see a glam
Squad.
team. I see a wardrobe and management.
We need a
I
house team as well, the driver.
Everything. I'm seeing like this.
Domestic stuff.
Yes, I definitely see this
Inshallah.
becoming like a big show, like an institution that is like the gateway that connects everything real estate.
I like that.
Yes, I see that for you.
Institution, gateway.
Yes, something that will be your legacy because it
Inshallah.
hasn't been done before. Right?
So I'm going to show you all how it's done.
Period.
I'm going to make some mistakes, but
we say we go going. Yeah.
go going.
Yes.
You make it happen quickly,
True.
fix it fast, move on.
I call fail forward.
Fell forward.
Yeah,
Nice,
that's
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. This.
Oh, what about you, Miss? 6 months' time, what would you like
For
to?
me, in 6 months' time, I want to have an affiliate show with Netflix. That's like my miraculous
Goals.
dream, big. Secondly, I want What the Health to be like my income earner because I feel like medicine, like you said something very important. The way you serve the previous generation cannot be how you serve the next.
Right.
And like in my healthcare experience, I just realized, like, I'll give you a very cross example. One of my friends called me panicking and everything. And she's like, oh my God, like I've had my periods for 12 days straight. Am I dying? Look at my eyes, they're so white. I'm becoming so pale. I'm like, have you ever been tested for PCOS? I have it, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And then she went and got it tested. And she has it. And she's like, Yvette, if you had not handled it so casually, I would have known this is a death sentence because it's autoimmune, it never heals and everything. But just because you made me feel like it's so small and you having it and I see how you live. So I was like, for lack of a better word, I want to humanize healthcare, not so scary with the big tools and machines.
There's a lot of taboo subjects and, you know.
Yes. And we're all experts here, and we're blessed to have some amazing insurance policies which are mandatory, but we're also healthy, but health is wealth, and you never know when you'll need a doctor.
And the bad thing is that we rely on Dr. Google a little bit too much.
WebMD will tell you have cancer. You have a benign tumor.
Yeah.
You're dying in like 48 hours,
Right.
you know?
So don't do that.
Don't do that. Just
do that.
Yeah, don't do that. And then for me, Dubai Dias Stories is my passion project. Because in 2020, when I had a mental breakdown and I was like, I am looking for inspiring stories, people. But it was all this, hi guys, I got this handbag. I'm like, no,
not
that kind of inspiration. And I decided, okay, fine. I am going to be that inspiration. So for me, that giving back, I always approach my goals based on 3 things. People, planet, and profitability. How am I making the world a better place? And through the information I'm spreading, how is it impacting the world? Like, are you challenging yourself to be better, making the world a better place? And then, of course, ka-ching ching. And sometimes they reverse in order, but those are like my 3.
I'm a little bit more local. I'm not. I know my limitations on the world, so just my local.
Yeah.
Um,
And it's so funny because sometimes even making the world a better place could just be complimenting someone in the morning.
Right.
You never know what kind of day they've had.
and then that passes on to the next person. They get a
Correct.
little boost, and so just
Chain
spread
effect.
love.
Just
Spread love.
love.
Yeah.
Good vibes and everything.
Good vibes.
Life is too short to
Higher
be
your frequency. Yeah, raise that frequency.
raise that frequency. I love that.
And I've been kind of around a lot of, negative people or negativity, and you do get sucked
A lot.
down.
And it's so easy to be negative than it is to be positive.
Right.
I think it takes one negative thought to spiral and go like completely down a rabbit hole of negativity.
Yeah.
And it takes 8 positive thoughts to actually have like
That's it.
That's it. But sometimes, have you ever asked someone, count 10 blessings right now? They'll be like, but tell me 5 things you hate right now. I hate this, I do this, I do this.
Well, this is kind of what happened to me at Mecca, where it was like, okay, manifest. Thank you for my handbag. Gratitude. Thank you for my apartment.
Exactly.
It's
So awakening to your own calling and realizing that AI can replace everything, honey, but it can never replace me. I am me, and that is my power.
that's it.
Yeah. Oh my God, I made a new BFF.
Girl.
Hey, you're stuck with me now.
Oh, gosh.
Unapologetically.
Cuckoo. It's me and you, cuckoo.
Yes. Till the
Why
wheels
don't we
fall
have
off.
our own TV show?
You never know. It could come from the sense of like from being extremely clueless about real estate and then just shadowing you slowly and getting to understand and then tracking that journey.
Maybe.
You never know.
You never
I'm
know.
putting everything in
Put
the
it out
universe
there.
right now. Come on, universe, do the damn thing. I can use a ta-da right now.
Now, tune into the episode 6 months later
Yes.
and see what happens.
Yes. And I hope you've already subscribed. Make sure if you just followed Silvia Eldawi.
Eldawi.
If you followed Silvia Eldawi, make sure you click on the link in her bio. That's where the sauce is. That's where the juice.
That's where all
the
the links
golden
are. Yeah,
nuggets
yeah,
are.
yeah.
All right? Just subscribe to her community. Trust me, property is a basic need in this life.
Yeah.
Unless you're living, okay, no offense, under a bridge or something. Better days ahead. I'm praying for you. But the more you know, the better. There's nobody who has ever died from too much education or too much information. So
I like that.
pick yourself today and educate yourself. Any final golden nuggets?
I would say nothing more to drop, but I would just want to say thank you.
Oh, thank
for
you
such
so
a
much.
wonderful conversation. And host to host, she's got good questions. She's got a good vibe.
Oh, thank
You
you.
ask questions very well. You have a nice flow, and you really got the nice conversation out of it.
Thank you. It's been 8 years. I've been, I was kind of like a Snapchat queen when it just started.
I just never trusted Snapchat.
Yeah, I know. It was started for the wrong reasons.
Yeah,
if you
those
know.
disappearing messages.
Yeah, we all know what they were for. Even Stevie Wonder can see that. I'm just saying. Yeah. So it was my thing. I think because at that juncture, Instagram didn't have stories. You know, they
yes,
say
yeah.
the timeline is for the life you want and the stories is for the life you have.
The timeline, which is the feed.
Yeah, the feed is for the life you want.
Right.
That's
and
why you
the
curate
stories is
it.
the one that you have. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I was
interesting.
in the story zone. And then now when Instagram took over, I was just like, I gave up on Snapchat because I can't
do all these
exactly.
platforms, yeah.
So yeah.
What about Threads? Have you tried Threads yet?
I've never been on Twitter. And then Twitter changed when I was just about to like join Twitter.
It became X.
It became X. And then I'm like, am I Xing it? Is X now a tweet?
What's
like
the
I'm just like, you guys need to figure your shit
Yeah.
out and then I'll join. All right. And then now Threads came in and it's like, whether I like it or not, it's there.
What about Clubhouse? Did you ever?
I did try in the
loved
pandemic.
Clubhouse. But you know what was good about Clubhouse was the exclusiveness of it. Like, you had to be invited. Like, oh, you're not in the club? I'll send you an invite.
Yeah. Oh, I'll let you know if I can. I know. And then there were those rooms that were so coveted for. And I actually feel in a weird, twisted way, Clubhouse is what birthed the burst of podcasting.
Maybe because I think you're onto
Mm.
something there, because I started just falling asleep to these Clubhouse rooms. People are enjoying hearing other people talking, maybe because we're not interacting with other human beings as much. And, even look, the perfect example is when I met you 10 minutes before we started recording. We were talking. We were like,
we need to go inside. We need to go inside.
Like, everything has to be captured now. We are in the era of capture. So
attention is currency.
Yeah. So everything needs to be documented these days.
True.
This is that generation.
It is. And I normally say you can fight the trend, but imagine if you join it. And there's room for everyone. There's room for all birds to fly in the sky.
I mean, there's no shortage of podcast studios in Dubai.
Oh my God.
Is there?
I was speaking to one of my friends. I went to Virgin the other day and I wanted to get a road stand. He's like, even you? Because I always go like for other things. And it's like, even you is like too much podcasting. What is this podcasting, this program? So now I started telling him. And then the funniest thing is the number of people I've educated who have an iPhone and did not even know it naturally comes with a podcasting app.
Oh, that I didn't know.
It's inbuilt.
What's it called?
It's just their podcast, Apple Podcast.
It's called
nobody knew.
I thought you meant like a podcasting app. I was like, oh, you better tell me.
Like a lot of people never knew that by default.
Okay, let's not judge, because us 1 minute before this episode,
Zayad schooled us.
Zayad schooled us on. So we were saying, take a video of us, and he was taking a video. And at the same time, he managed to take photos
Pictures,
as well.
and we were like, huh?
What are you talking about?
Excuse me?
Was that video or was it photos? He was like, both. We were like, no, but that doesn't make sense.
Tense.
And he's like, yeah, you just press that white button on the...
And we're like,
you need to show us.
Yeah, we are like, wow, how did we not know that?
We're like, today years old when we learned that.
Years old, we live and learn. Oh my God. That's another thing about this game. It's never a day where you can feel like, I am the oracle of podcasting. It's an ongoing learning game.
Right.
Step by step.
Step by step.
Slowly by slowly.
Not slowly, quickly. Let's get this.
Accelerate.
Accelerate. Move it. Move fast and break things.
Nice. Girl, keep the champagne chilled, because we're definitely seeing each other at the top.
That's right, girl.
This has been amazing. Thank you so
I've really
much.
enjoyed it too.
I know it's going to be the first of many. And I feel like we are going through a similar but different journey.
You can be my accountability partner.
Thank you.
And I'll be yours.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate you for that.
You're welcome.
All right. So from YKTV and from
Propology.
goodbye and see you on the next one. Bye.